Hey friends, it's Christian. I'm here with another cleaning video for you guys. I thought it would be fun to do a living room spring decorate, refresh type of deal. And I realized that I've never really shown y'all what my house might look like if I don't have a ton of decor for a specific holiday. So I thought it would be fun to just kind of record this so that you can kind of see how my house looks when it's a little bit more simple instead of planning for the next big holiday. So if you enjoy that, I would love it if you'd stick around and hang out with me today. All right, let's get started. So this is what I'm working with today. I wanted to do a quick cleanup, just take out all this decor and vacuum and reset this living room. It's not terrible, but it is not put together. Not put together either. I gotta wash these pillowcases for Valentine's and wash this new Peeps blanket that I got. Just clean up some stuff and then put out a little bit of non-seasonal decor or more spring-like decor is what I'm gonna call it. But that is what we're gonna be doing today. So I just wanted to show you the quick overview of the state of this living room before we get started and transform it into something that's going to be a bit more springy and pretty and put together. Are you going to move for me? I'm going to have to make you move this time. I don't want to, but I got to really clean up today. Are you just going to sit here and watch me the entire time? We can do that. You can watch me until I need to take your blanket. Is that okay, sweetheart? You're so pretty. So when I decide to do sort of a deep clean slash redo everything in a room, I usually start off by taking all my blankets or pillowcases or any textile type of thing and throw it in the washing machine so that that can be going while I start cleaning up everything else. Next, I start taking out some of the bigger pieces that I know I want to vacuum around and under, and it's just easier to do that so that I can get the floor really nice before I start putting things back in their place. For this particular day, I didn't really want to rearrange my couch. I decided that the way I had it, I really do kind of like it. Plus, I never really showed it to you for Valentine's Day. So this is how it's been since January, I believe. And I decided to leave it this way, and I'm just vacuuming around everything just to kind of give it a good little cleanup. You can see right here, I'm checking that purple bag over in the corner. That's where Toby is. He loved to sleep in that little bag, and I thought he might be in there, so I turned around just to check, because when he is, I try to stand in between him and the vacuum cleaner because he gets really scared of it. I think it's adorable, but it also makes me kind of sad because I don't want to scare my cats. But let me know if you have a pet that is afraid of your vacuum cleaner, because I think that's a pretty common thing, and 2 out of 3 of my cats can't stand it. So let me know if you have an animal that hates it as well. Next up, I wanted to move these chairs just a little bit out of the way. They're not super heavy, but they're not lightweight either. So I just kind of scooted them over so that I can get under them and a little bit better of a clean than I would if I just vacuumed around it. And of course, when I did that, I found some cat toys piled up under the chair. Again, let me know in the comments if you have cats or dogs who have little toys all around the house and then you realize that you haven't seen them in a week or so, and of course you find them under your furniture when you are cleaning, because that's pretty standard around here. Every other week, every year, that's my life. So I know that I'm not the only person. My babies love playing with it, and then they push it under the furniture, and I know that it's missing, but I just don't really think about looking for it until I'm actively cleaning up and I see it. And then I'll put it back in their basket, and sure enough, it's gonna go missing again in a couple of weeks. So while I'm tidying up over here, I wanted to take a minute to introduce myself if you do happen to be new. My name is Christian, and I have a husband and 3 cats. We don't have any kids, and I live in Alabama. I love all things decorating and cleaning and just making my space really cozy and just like a fun place to be in. And I like hosting and doing things like that, and just decorating, crafting, DIYs. So if you love that kind of content, I would absolutely love it if you would leave me a comment and let me know that you're here. Subscribe and just chat with me in the comments, because I'm sure we have a ton of things in common if you love all of those types of things too. But definitely introduce yourself to me and let me know who you are and where you're from and what brought you to this video, and if you're still watching, and why, because I would absolutely love to know. I can't call anything a good deep clean without cleaning all of my glass, and I didn't have any Windex. Sometimes I use Windex, but most of the time I just use this mixture of vinegar and water and sometimes some essential oils. I don't think I had any here on this day, so the room just smells like vinegar, but it goes away fairly quickly. Plus I lit some candles later, so that makes it smell a little better, but I tend to clean with vinegar as much as I can because it's cheap and I'm cheap. And I think it gets the job done just as well because it evaporates nicely and doesn't leave any streaks. But when I clean my stuff, one of the first things I love doing is wiping down all of my surfaces and just making sure that it's no dust, no fingerprints, or anything like that. So that is probably my biggest pet peeve, is glass, because I have so much of it in my house and I can tell when it's dirty. Let me know if you have anything like that going on in your house that you just think is really pretty, but it's not necessarily the easiest thing to keep clean. Okay, so here we are. Sorry if you hear my washing machine going, but hang on. There we go. This is how everything is currently. I've about got everything cleaned up. I'm getting all the pillows together that I need to put up, and the pillow covers and blankets are washing. And then here's all of the pillows that I'm going to put new covers on. And I'm just cleaning up. I still have to clean off the couch, but we're vacuumed, and this is coming together. It's plain, but it's coming together. Kate, you're so freaking adorable the way you just sit there. And then you like close your eyes like you're about to fall asleep standing up. Oh, you want to show everybody your collar? I changed out your pink for a nice green spring collar. You want to show it to everybody? No? If I can get her to show it. Here we are. Maybe. You're not having it, are you? I thought everybody wanted to see it. It's so cute. Spring collar. There we go. Okay, I'll stop messing with you. You can stay right here because I got this couch cleaned up. You can stay here while I do the rest. Okay, I've got all that done except for what is in the dryer. But I absolutely hate these feathers. I love feather pillows because they're so comfortable, but when I clean up, I feel like that's half of what I do. Is just pick up and vacuum feathers. But I've got all this about done. I do one more quick vacuum and get all that, and then put this stuff up. And then we're gonna start cleaning this, and then we're gonna decorate. One of my favorite things about this couch, which by the way, when I bought it over 2 years ago, it was one of my very first YouTube videos. I recorded that if you'd like to see it. But one of my favorite things about it is that you can take off these little uh, pieces, seat covers or whatever, and I just store all of my blankets and pillows and seasonal things like that inside of them, and it definitely helps me save on space with any of my bins and my decor, especially because I tend to use pillow covers and I don't have a lot of just pillows lying around, so that helps too. But each one of these couch pieces tends to have like a Valentine's or Halloween or Christmas. I think Christmas actually has 2 of them, but I love storing my things in here, and I don't know if I've shown that to you since I initially bought the couch, but I thought I would let you in on my little secret of how I store all of these blankets and pillows in case you were wondering, because I tend to have a lot throughout the year that I use. Next up, I wanted to mention this silly little yellow dog that's on my shelf. It's pooping, if you notice that. My husband made it. It's a 3D print, and he does these kinds of things and just leaves them around for me to find, and it's hilarious. So if you see me laughing, that's why. I think it's just funny, but I can leave that print in my description box if you're interested in it. I don't know if you would be, but just random, if you like it, if it's hilarious to you, I can leave that in my description box down below, because I'm always finding fun little 3D prints around my house while I'm cleaning or tidying up. Up next, once I take all of these decorations and things that have piled up on my shelves away, I'm going to spend a little bit of time dusting. It doesn't really get that dirty because I do change out my shelf decor fairly often, at least every 2 months probably. But I like to wipe it down very quickly before I kind of decide that it's all set for the next however long things are gonna stay put until I redecorate. But that's what I'm doing here, and then I believe that's all of my finishing touches for cleaning and wiping things down, dusting, doing the floors, changing out pillows and blankets, and all of that stuff. So the first thing I do when I start putting my rooms back together is put back on the pillowcases and cushion covers, anything like that that I needed to wash. Right here I am putting back on the one from my seat that I usually sit on, because Kate did throw up on it and I have cats, so I anticipate that. So I washed it, and you can see me talking to Google, and I just wanted to take a minute to say I am really into Sabrina Carpenter right now. Do any of y'all like her? I've been really listening to some of her stuff. I think right here at this moment I was telling Google to play Espresso. I think that's a fun song. but I don't know if you can see me sing along to it, but I've been into Sabrina, so I've been listening to her and kind of watching some of her concert stuff on YouTube and just really paying attention to what she's been doing lately. Just a little bit about me. I don't really know if I talk about me a whole lot on here, but I've always been a big Britney Spears fan ever since middle school, late 90s. And I really like Jessica Simpson a lot too. And then of course both of them, which Jessica has just started doing some new music recently, which makes me excited, but I really kind of like Sabrina over the past year or so as well. So that's some information about me if you're interested. But anyways, next right here I wanted to show you these new lamps. Well, they're not new. I've had them for a couple of years now, and I thought I'd bring them back out here because I wanted to kind of refresh this room and not really decorate it too much for a season. So if you hadn't figured it out yet, I'm kind of going with a light blue or a blue theme, and I chose my sweater accordingly so that I would match and be all festive. Well, not festive, I don't know, matchy. And I wanted to match my my video as I was decorating, so I planned ahead for that. But I'm pulling in some blue here, and of course I'm loving on my little Kate girl over here who's watching me do all this. And I wanted to tell you, I thought that lamp was maybe a little too short. So I have these, they're just like plastic acrylic boxes that I painted. They're like little drawers, and I painted them, so that's what that is under the lamp, because I think it gives it a little bit of height and it makes it look a little better, especially like where they are located in the corners next to a couch. So that's what that is. I think it looks okay. I know it's a little different, but I thought it turned out like an interesting idea because I could have used some books or something, but I ended up going with these acrylic drawers so that I can hide a few things in them as well as give the area some height. But that's what that is. And then I've got my blue pillowcases, starting to put everything back on my shelves. Just pictures, neutral colors, a couple of candles. I usually always decorate with candles if I'm not doing seasonal decor. And then, that wreath, I think I already showed a clip of me putting it on the wall earlier. I wanted to go on and get it up because I was trying to declutter and, clean up the living room. I had just gotten it at Kirkland's. That's where that's from. And I thought it was really pretty because it's just a neutral white color, as are these little plants that I'm putting on each side of my lamps here on these end tables. But the wreath I got from Kirkland's, it was $25. It was like 50% off, so that's a pretty good deal. And then these little white flowers that I have on my end tables, I got them from the At Home store several years ago. I've just never put them in my living room before, but I think they look really cute and I'm glad I did. So that's where those are from. And let's see what else. All the pillowcases are probably from Amazon, which I've also had for many years. The paw print pillows are the ones that say something about paws and cats. I think those are both from Walmart, actually. Maybe not the big one, but the let's see, the lamps, they're from Wayfair. I had them for many years as well. I kind of just keep this blue theme going on when I'm not doing my seasonal decor. It's pretty much what I've pulled back into this room for 5 or 6 years now, if I actually decorate in between the seasons. So that's why I've had all this stuff around for a while, but I haven't ever shown it to you. So I thought it'd be fun to record this video and show you how my room looks when it's just non-seasonal, or well, spring. springy / non-seasonal decor. But anyways, I know I'm rambling. I finally have all this redecorated in here. I think it's very simple compared to what I normally do. I'm putting out my finishing touches with the pillows and some matching blankets to make it all cozy. You can see that Kate is just already in her little spot and she's comfortable and cozy. And the other cats have started to notice that I am done decorating. So they're going to start following me around and getting a little bit more comfortable. And there's Toby right there in the background. But he is going to help me do these finishing touches on the table right now. Lastly, I decided to bring back in these candles. I think I showed them in some of my Valentine's Day clips, and I decided that I wanted to put out just a little bit more color, so I brought in some flowers. If you've seen these before, it's because they were on my St. Patrick's Day table on my entryway. I changed out the vase, but I just had these flowers out in my recent video, so that's where they're from. The candles, they're from Amazon. The wooden stand thing that they're on, I got that from Ollie's last fall, but I think it looks really pretty for this particular area as well, even though we're nowhere near fall. And the flowers are from, I want to say Temu, actually. But I think the table turned out looking kind of cute and simple here with all this stuff on it. I'm going to light the candles and then we are going to call it a day. This is how everything ended up looking. It's very simple, very cozy. It is now the evening and I was ready to sit down and just enjoy how all this turned out with the babies. And we turned on an episode of Friends. My husband came in and we sat down and watched TV and maybe a movie together. But I'm going to leave you here just to show you how this room looks all put together. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you in my next video. I have got a Easter decor video coming for you guys, as well as a couple of other things that I've planned for decorating over the next month or so. But until then, I hope you enjoy this cozy little tour of how everything turned out in my house for a spring refresh reset living room. All right, guys, have a great day and I will talk to you later. Bye.